This is the Tackle Talk Podcast, brought to you by American Legacy Fishing and Outdoors, Mossy Oak, and Dakota Lithium.
All right, we are here with our buddy Jacob Wheeler. Jacob, you have a brand new topwater in your hand right now. Walk us through the Jowler.
But, all right, this is the deal. Before my obsession with everything else in bass fishing, I was obsessed with topwaters. I was obsessed from a little kid, throwing skitter pops and buzz baits. And so this was a really meaningful moment for me just because working with Rapala and being the first hard bait that I worked with them on, it's being a topwater. And so it goes back to me being a kid and just seeing big ones blow. I mean, what I call big ones were pound and a halfers in Indiana, big ones, blow up on topwater. And so over the years, I've never had a topwater that I felt was completely ready to go right out of the package. I'm always swapping hooks out. I'm always doing this, or I'm always wishing there was something different. And so that's sort of what we started on first, okay? First thing we did, profile the bait. Okay, I felt good about this bait. I have 3 hooks. It has custom VMC redline trebles on it, okay? These are custom designed exactly for this bait. It's not on any other bait in the VMC. This is a custom hook that was specifically designed. I'm a big fan of a feather with no mylar, a straight, clean, beautiful feather. I gotta have that too. So it's ready to roll exactly how I would fish it. Doesn't mean it's exactly how you fish it all the time. You can still customize it however you want. But this is Jacob Wheeler's baby. Hey, basically. Now, what it does more than anything for me is this bait is so easy to walk. So pencil poppers, there's a lot of different variations of pencil poppers from the OG of a cotton cordell down to, different baits from shower blows and cane walkers and everything else throughout the years. But this one displaces more water than any of them, by far. If you want to work this bait in 3-foot waves and water's clean, you can call up a smallmouth or a largemouth in crazy amounts of wind because you have to disrupt the surface. So that's why it's different in that aspect. And of course it casts for really, really far. It casts, you can spool your rod, it just goes. So it's cool. I mean, and then the last one, that one knot. So I'm obviously a big fan of the old OG Vixen. And so that was something I wanted, a real hard one knot. I've always felt it generates more bites and pulls more fish up. So that was all of those attributes into it, and then some badass colors. That's basically, so that was my mindset, and I feel truly they knocked it out of the park. I do. I'm really happy with it.
Walk me through this mouth shape too.
So he has more of an exaggerated mouth than anything out there, right? It's a popper, almost popping style. So it sprays so much. That's why they called it the Jowler, because the jowls of the bait. That's what it's the whole design from it. In the mindset there was at first in proto, I was a little worried all right, is this bait going to be durable? Is the mouth going to be durable? Can I hit it on a rock? Those are always things you're thinking about when you're bringing a bait out. And it was sick. It was actually some of the biggest bass I caught were actually in Portugal when I was pre-casting with DC. Out in Portugal, I caught some 6 and 7 pound, 5, 6 pounders on this bait there, and it was just cool. That kind of stuff, catching them in different countries before it's even out.
International approved, yeah.
Yeah, you're this is cool. I caught a 7 pounder on Toho on it when we were here for heavy hitters. There's just stuff like that. And you're when you get there's nothing better than a topwater. It's just not. If they said tomorrow, Jacob, you quit tournament bass fishing and you only get one bait the rest of your life to fish, you love the sport, it's going to be this bait right here. That's it. I just love seeing them bite a topwater. So that's just my passion.
And then what's MSRP and when can we expect to see it in stores?
So I think the MSRP is around that $18.99, $19. The BMC, having the premium redline trebles adds some price to the bait, but it's like I said, it is, you don't have to do a dang thing to it. And then you feel them hooks, they're so sticky sharp, it's crazy. It really is. So they're going to be available later this fall and probably more around that November time frame. So some of my friends from up north might have to wait another year until they actually get to throw it. But for my friends down south, you can get that late topwater bite probably. And that's typically the best time when they bite a dang topwater anyway down south. So about November is about anytime after Halloween, it goes down.
Thank you for watching. For more, please subscribe to the Tackle Talk podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, or wherever you listen to podcasts.